It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you're watching Sports Icons. Subscribe. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Champ.
Right, so I was watching, shall we say, a podium press conference of sorts, a bit of a Q&A between Errol Spence and the reporters in the crowd. Of course, this is on the Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. So obviously people keep asking him about what he wants to do next, and you know what, he's quite clear. He wants Sean Porter next, much like he was trying to call out Keith Thurman before that. And you know what, it's just one of these kind of things where Errol Spence, where I rate him as a quality fighter, and he could be the best at 147 pound. He could legitimately be the best. And I said this a while ago when he took on Kell Brook. I felt that the winner of those two, for me, would be the number one. And I haven't changed my mind on that, even though Terence Crawford has moved into 147. It gives me food for thought that maybe Terence Crawford can beat Errol Spence. And the way that Errol Spence goes on, it's almost like maybe he believes also that Terence Crawford could beat him. Now, what he was saying in this one, when he kept getting questioned about Terence Crawford, because for a long time he keeps kind of like almost avoiding it. You know, the fight will happen when, and when Terence Crawford proves himself and da-da-da. I don't know why Terence Crawford has to prove himself when Errol Spence doesn't have to prove himself. Okay, and here he is, he's saying that, well, Terence Crawford, he fights the Top Rank, he's on ESPN. So, that's true. Terence Crawford is contracted to Top Rank, and he is contracted to fight on ESPN. Okay, so he needs special permission to move away from ESPN, as in Bob Arum, to go fight on another network, i.e. Showtime. Errol Spence Jr. says, I'm an Al Haymon man, and Showtime and Fox is my fighting grounds. All words to that effect anyway. So he's almost saying that if Terence Crawford wants his fight, he's going to have to break protocol. He's going to have to almost break contract or get permission to go fight Errol Spence on these networks, which of course is going to be difficult. Whereas in truth, that doesn't have to happen. And the reason that that doesn't have to happen is because Errol Spence Jr., much like all the PBC fighters, again, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I'm pretty sure that every single PBC fighter is free to go fight on any network that they choose. In other words, if Terence Crawford and Errol Spence want this fight, it's far easier for Errol Spence to say, hey listen, I'm going to go fight Terence Crawford on that Top Rank show on ESPN. I don't care what you say, Showtime, I'm not contracted to you. And that is it. He's not contracted to Showtime. He's free to move wherever it is that he wants to fight. But yet he's using Showtime as some kind of block. It's ridiculous. Terence Crawford cannot fight on Showtime without permission, but Errol Spence Jr. can. But he's trying to say, listen, you know, I'm an Al Haymon guy. I'm a Showtime guy. I'm a Fox guy, because obviously Al Haymon has just signed up with Fox, which I'm going to do another video about that one due to Adrian Broner's burst. So wait around for that one. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is a clear duck by Errol Spence Jr. I mean, especially when he's saying that kind of thing, because he is free to leave Showtime, okay? He doesn't have to fight on Showtime. He's not contracted to fight onto Showtime. So that's not really a problem. But then he says, well, who is it that Terence Crawford has beaten? What has he done? Who's better than Algieri that I've beaten? I mean, come on now. That's ridiculous. Terence Crawford is a 3-weight world champion, and currently a champion in your division. So what, he still needs to prove himself? And he's not even going to give him any kind of credit for beating Jose Benavidez Jr. He's not even going to do that. Man, I'll tell you, you see, people keep on jumping up and down saying that, you know, Sean Porter should go fight Errol Spence and Keith Thurman should go fight Errol Spence and whatever. But yet, nobody's really pushing for Errol Spence and calling out the complete buggery ducking that he's doing of Terence Crawford. So why is it that Sean Porter, who's only just become a champion, must fight Errol Spence next? Why is it when Keith Thurman, he not only beat Sean Porter, then he beat Danny Garcia to unify the WBA and WBC titles, people are saying that Keith Thurman is scared of Errol Spence Jr., he should go fight Errol Spence Jr. Why is it that these guys must fight Errol Spence Jr., but Terence Crawford doesn't have to? Why is it that Terence Crawford doesn't have to call out Errol Spence Jr.? Why is it that Errol Spence Jr. doesn't have to call out Terence Crawford? Because it's okay to build the fight. Because it's more money. This fight should be built. Both of these guys have had more fights in their own careers than what Anthony Joshua has. But yet all the Wilder fanboys, who are the same people by the way, say that Joshua should do this, even though Joshua has unified twice, Wilder never has. The two-facedness is unbelievable. It really is. Errol Spence Jr, you are ducking Terence Crawford. Not only that, you want to call out the WBC champion, the new WBC champion in Shawn Porter, but yet you're not signed up to the WBC clean boxing program. Okay, to fight Porter, he's going to have to be. Okay, this is protocol, much as it is with the WBA. But yet he hasn't been signed up all this time, and that's okay, right? That's okay. For me, the WBC and Shawn Porter should say, no, you sign up with VADA right now. Put your name on that form for 6 months. Do the random blood and urine testing. And if everything's okay, after 6 months, we'll fight you. But we're not going to fight you and then you sign up. No, it doesn't work that way, okay? We are not going to give you an agreement to fight next and then you sign up. No, you sign up beforehand. Because, yes, okay, so for these 3 months, you could cycle all the gear out of your system. If he is on gear, of course. I'm not accusing him. This is absolute garbage, and nobody's pulling him up about this. Absolutely ridiculous. Man, Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford, and I never ever thought I'd say that about Errol Spence, because when he came over and beat Kell Brook, okay, he beaten a broken Kell Brook, because he was emotionally and physically scarred from the previous fight against Triple G. But yet, after then, he said, you know, I want Danny Garcia, I want this guy, I want that guy. And I was like, yes, absolutely, he is the man. He's calling out Keith Thurman. He's calling out Danny Garcia. He wants these fights. But yeah, you give him the name Terence Crawford, well, you know, well, I'm a Showtime fighter, I'm an Al Haymon fighter. Al Haymon is your advisor. Correct me if I'm wrong, an advisor. In other words, what is an advisor? An advisor is somebody you go to and say, hey, Al, who is it you think I should fight next? I'm thinking about maybe fighting Lamont Peterson. Yeah, Errol, I think you should. And maybe you should try and get this kind of money to fight Lamont Peterson. Which, by the way, I'm going to help pay that one because it's part of the PPC and Showtime, of course. But that's my advice. Oh, thanks, Al. I think I will. I'm going to get this amount of money to fight Lamont Peterson, and I'm going to fight him next. Thanks, Al. Here's 20%. As an advisor, because people who need an advisor can't make their own damn decisions in life. Why do you need to pay somebody a percentage of your purse to say, who do you think I should fight next? What, you don't have a team who decides that for you? You can't think for yourself? You've got to pay an advisor, a professional advisor, to advise you who you should fight next and how much you should get paid for it. Really? Really? Man. Absolutely outrageous. Errol Spence, man. You need to step it up. You need to pull your socks up. Forget about Shawn Porter. Sort out Terence Crawford. You can leave Showtime for one fight only. Go over to ESPN and fight Terence Crawford. You know the kind of money that you want? Ask for that amount of money. If they can't give you that kind of money, speak with Al Haymon. Speak with your advisor, should we call him, and see how much money he would give you to put on that fight and how much money he would pay Terence Crawford to put on that fight. If Showtime's offering more money, maybe Bob Arum can then give Terence Crawford permission to go over to Showtime. But regardless, you don't need permission to leave Showtime, do you? Because you're not a Showtime fighter. You're hiding behind this fake wall. It's absolutely disgusting. It's vile. And the fans are accepting this. Come on now. Personally, I think if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford getting the ring together, I would probably favour Errol Spence Jr, to be honest with you. But going by the heart that he just doesn't want to fight Terence Crawford, a three-weight world champion, a champion in his own division, and he's saying, well, who is it that Terence Crawford's fought? Who is it that he's beaten? What is it that he's done? Who cares? He's a champion in your division, right? So go fight him. Stop trying to get what you consider an easier fight against Shawn Porter or an easier fight against Keith Thurman. Because that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it? Absolutely outrageous. Outrageous, Errol. I never ever thought that I would see this from you. I thought that you had more heart than this one. It's very simple. All Terence Crawford's got to do is say, Errol, I want you and I want you next. Right after Jose Benavidez Jr., I want you and you, who are free to come over to ESPN and come fight me. What do you say? And let's see what Errol Spence Jr. says. Well, I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm an Haymon fighter and I'm a Showtime. That whole fake invisible wall that isn't really there. He's the one blocking this fight. He didn't have to fight on Showtime at all. Absolutely outrageous. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click that thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.